Hey, what's good with y'all? It's been a minute, but I just wanted to say a little story on in like one of my adolescent stages. I was a freshman and I was doing bad stuff. I was being disobedient to my mother. I was smoking, I was drinking, I was doing drugs, I was selling drugs, and I was running away. And when I'd run away, and during this whole time, I was like, again, really disobedient to my mother. And I was putting her through a lot of pain, and I was putting her through hell. And when I was running away, like, she'd get super anxious, and she'd just be in a dark place, and she wouldn't know where her baby boy was. And in this season, she got closer to God, and she got more rooted in God, and she sought him out more, and he gave her peace, even through the storm, even when she didn't know where I was, even when I was like giving her pain. And she just sought God fully, and she got his peace. And if that didn't, like, I'm not saying that it was good that I did all that stuff, and eventually I came back home, but there was a purpose for it, is where I'm trying to get at. Like, if it wasn't for me running away and doing all that bad crap, maybe my mom would have never gotten closer to God. And maybe if my mom never would have gotten closer to God, maybe I would not have as much wisdom from my mother. Like, she's a strong Christian woman, and she helps me a lot and gives me a lot of insight and wisdom. And maybe if that would have never happened, if she never would have gotten closer, then I would have never gotten closer. And I'm telling y'all that because I don't know what you guys are going through, but God saw that I was running away. Like, us as humans, we only see what's in front of us, you know? Like, if you're going through like a loss in the job, you only see the loss in the job, but God sees a bigger picture. Like, there's always a bigger picture. Like, God can see that in a month or in a week maybe, or even the next day, he's going to bless you with another job opening that was even better than the one you just lost. So it's like, there's always a bigger picture. My mom only saw that her baby boy was going like the wrong way and doing these bad things and just being a bad kid, being disobedient. But God gave her that peace, like, to remind her that there's always a bigger picture. Like, he saw this, like, he saw me giving my life to Christ, and he saw me proclaiming faith, like, anywhere and everywhere. And like, there's always a bigger picture. He sees a bigger picture because he's up there. He can see everything, but we're down here. We only see what's in front of us. And that's why we're called to walk by faith, not by sight. Because if we just walk by sight, then I'd be depressed. If I was just walking by the things around me, like, I'm not everywhere where I want to be in my life. And if I just walk by sight, then I'd be mad depressed and I'd be anxious. But I walk by faith. We should walk by faith. We should believe that something better is coming. So I tell you that there's always a bigger picture. I don't know what you're going through. If you just went through a loss in your family, a breakup, you just lost your job, I don't know, you're anxious, depressed, but there's always a bigger picture. And if you seek God, like, fully, he will give you his peace even through the loss, even through the storm. I remember there was times where recently I just, like, last year, the end of last year, I went through the biggest loss of my life. Like, and God, I remember, like, I sought him out fully, and he would give me his joy, and he would give me his peace. Like, I remember times where I would just be running and jumping and singing. Like, I'd be so joyful, even though my circumstances were not getting better. They were, like, getting worse sometimes. But he gave me that peace. He gave me that joy because I sought him out. So if you're going through something hard, I tell you to seek him, because he'll give you his peace even through the storm. And if he can give you peace and joy through the storm where you feel like nothing's going your way, imagine your peace and joy when you have everything going your way. It will be double. It will be abundant. It will be overflowing with joy and peace. If you can have it through the storm, imagine what it will be when you have the things that you want and the things that you need. So maybe God is just trying to show you that all you need is him, or he's just trying to grow something in you through that time. So I don't know what you're going through again, but there's a bigger purpose. Like, there's a purpose in your pain, and there's purpose in the rain if you give it to God. Like, if not, then it's probably going to be pointless. But if you give it to God, he will give you peace, and he'll give your pain purpose. And pain hurts way more when there's no purpose behind it. So I just encourage y'all to seek God if you're going through that, if you're going through the storm. And some of y'all might feel like you just went through the biggest loss or like the biggest, hardest time of your life. Like, I want to remind you that you've been planted, not buried. So like, it might feel like that you just got buried, like you're in a dark place already, you're alone in the ground, just you're buried and you're hopeless and you don't see anything getting better. And then it starts to rain even more, it starts to get even worse. Like things won't get better. They just feel like they're getting worse, and you feel like when are things gonna get better? I tell you that you've been planted, not buried. That rain has a purpose, and there's no growth without rain. And I just encourage you to wait on God, to just seek God, because again, you've been planted, not buried, and that rain is just going to help you grow even more. Like, there's things that it's going to grow you, and you're going to get stronger. You're going to find more hope. You're going to be able to help more people. Like, there's a purpose for every season. There's a purpose for all the pain, and there's a purpose for all the rain that is raining down on your life. And every storm runs out of rain. You know, every storm runs out of rain. There's different seasons. Like, there's winter, and then there's summer. Like, it's already known, like it's already set. God has already set these seasons in your life. So I just encourage y'all, like, you've been planted, not buried. Like, I know it looks like it's not going to get better, and it looks like it's the worst time of your life, and it's just never going to get better. But I encourage you, it's going to get better. Put your trust in God, and He'll give you peace even through the storm, even through the trials. He will give you peace. He will give you joy, and you will learn something. You will grow in some type of way. So I just encourage you, seek God, and He will give you His peace, and there's better things coming. Like, there's purpose behind it. So take hope and have faith. Again, we walk by faith, not by sight. If we just walking by sight, then I'd be anxious. I'd be depressed all the time. But we walk by faith. We believe that something better is coming, that God is there with us through the storms, and He is. So I just encourage you to take hope and hold on to it. So yeah, that was about it. Every season has its purpose, and there's purpose in all the rain. Things are about to switch around. I just pray that you claim it, and that you claim the victory ahead of time, because it's coming. So just wanted to say that, and God bless.